All right, sing it with me now. All I want for Christmas is Dre. But since we are in the Christmas spirit, I want us to go ahead and congratulate Mariah Carey, who got her 19th #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100, breaking her own fucking record with All I Want for Christmas. 25 years! Santa Claus was found at the North Pole in the fetal position, shaking and trembling because of the power that has. We love to see it. Now, speaking of things that we love to see when the girls are going over to patreon.com/AdrianExpression and signing up. We are almost at our short-term goal of 300 patrons, and when that happens, I will pick a random patron to highlight, one of my beautiful patrons to highlight on the Patreon feed. Over there, you get all the videos first before they come on here. You get to help me pick the topics for some of the videos. You get to read extra articles. I put up 5 ways that you can tackle feeling overwhelmed over there. And also, we have the Expression podcast that is exclusively on Patreon. Get your ass over there, sign up. I release it every Tuesday, and on this coming Tuesday, I will definitely be talking about the season finale of Watchmen, among many other things. But let me tell you something. I watched that shit on Sunday night and it gave me all of my life. And still I see so many, when you go on the ratings for Watchmen, critically it's amazing, but audience, they do not, some audience members don't like that shit. They're just like, oh my God, here y'all go with this white supremacy thing again. Y'all are demonizing white supremacists. I'm like, girl, what we supposed to do with them? What are we supposed to do with white supremacists, girl? They were mad as hell. But I really liked how this season of Watchmen, first of all, ran, and I loved how it was wrapped up. Game of Thrones, we need to take some notes. That's how you tie all these storylines together and not leave them fucking hanging and leave the audience hanging. Love to see it. It would work great as a standalone, but I really, really want to see season 2. Like, I hope that it gets renewed for another season. So there were a few things that happened while I was gone. One of them, which I will speak really quickly about, is the fact that Whoopi Goldberg tracked this shit out of Megan. And this is the day that we've been waiting for, because they've been trying to keep it real corporate and cute on the air with this girl. My father! They've been really trying to keep it cute with her, but Whoopi had enough, okay? So Sunny was discussing the Senate, how they treated Bill Clinton when it was the time for impeachment and all that shit. She said that some of the senators are still in place, some of them who voted to remove Clinton for perjury or whatever, and she's like, I expect some of those senators to vote to remove this President Trump after he was over here trying to use a foreign government for his own personal gain. And Megan just kept interrupting, and
girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now.
And Megan was like, oh my God, I guess I'll stop talking for the rest of the show. And Whoopi was like, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. And she couldn't even, I think she was going on to speak about like the FBI, but she couldn't even go into that. Whoopi, she said, no, matter of fact, we're just going into break. We'll be right back after this. Finally, get her off the show, my God. But honestly, I know that the producers are getting the lives because of the ratings. I can only imagine how many people tune in just to see their asses fired. At some point, it's like, okay, you're causing your employees, the host, to be uncomfortable. Like, what is the threshold where y'all remove Megan? I would like to hear y'all thoughts on that shit. Jesus. So for those of you who watch American Gods, there is some extremely unfortunate news that came out. Orlando Jones, the guy who plays Mr. Nancy on the show, he said that he's been fired. I'll let you hear what he has to say about it.
September 10th, 2018, I was fired from American Gods. There will be no more Mr. Nancy. Don't let these motherfuckers tell you they love Mr. Nancy. They don't. I'm not going to name names, but the new season 3 showrunner is Connecticut born and Yale educated, so he's very smart. And he thinks that Mr. Nancy's angry, get shit done is the wrong message for black America. That's right. This white man sits in that decision-making chair, and I'm sure he has many black BFFs who are his advisors and made it clear to him that if they did not get rid of that angry god, Mr. Nancy, he'd start a Denmark VC uprising in this country. I mean, what else could it be?
He said some white showrunner for season 3 was just not featuring that angry black shit that Mr. Nancy had going on. And it's crazy because Mr. Nancy was one of the catalysts that made me even want to watch the show in the first place. I think his monologue about was it like, I think it was slave ships, or basically like African slaves and shit, and how it, but that was his whole thing throughout the whole show, is just to be a conduit for righteous anger, but also action when it came to the black community, action and knowledge when it came to the black community. So it's just crazy that a lot of these people who are sitting at the top when it comes to showrunners, and you can be white and have knowledge and not be tone deaf, but some are really tone deaf, and they don't really sit and think about how this, or care about how this affects the black community or a large segment of the audience who watches it. And so they will be threatened by these things, when in all actuality, that's where the heart of the show is. The heart of any content, shows, media, whatever, is in the story, the passion, the pain, but the power also in these communities who are displayed on TV or in the media, whatever. And so people are threatened by that shit when they should be embracing it. Like, what are you talking about? Mr. Nasty dragged the shit out of y'all, but he also is a walking incarnation of a call to action. Like, let's get some shit done, like Orlando Jones said. So I don't know, that's unfortunate, but if they keep ripping out the soul out of American Gods, I don't know what y'all think's gonna happen. Underneath that tweet that he sent out was a whole bunch of messages of encouragement, but also disappointment in the showrunner. So I don't know, y'all need to stop playing. Y'all need to stop playing. When it came to Mr. Nancy, girl, I sat my ass down and listened to what the hell he had to say. So let me know what y'all think about that. For those of you who watch the show, I know, because when I saw that, I was like, are y'all serious? A grave injustice. So P. Diddy's birthday was actually November 4th, but I guess he wanted to make sure all his friends, and I'm like, damn, this nigga, he knows he knows the whole industry, I guess. He wanted to make sure all of his friends were going to be able to attend, and it was crazy. First, we start off with this, I don't know what's going on. Once this picture came out, everybody was like, whoa, I guess they squashed the beef. Mr. We're Past kneeling, dapped up, I love white Jesus, and everybody was like, wow, I guess, you know, all that shit is behind them. They was over here taking a bunch of pictures, and I was like, all right, I don't know what's going on, but honestly, when it comes to niggas in the industry, I'm just like, if you ain't gay, I don't really care too much about you. Does that make sense? I'm just like, all right, y'all can do what y'all got to do. So it was a star-studded event. The girls were out, and let me tell you something, Kelly Rowland looked so good. I was like, what the hell is going on? Kelly Rowland said she had that one leg out, them titties was sitting, that hair was laid. So like all of our favorite celebrities were out there, and let me tell you something, Mary J. Blige, she's giving me, like she always gives cool auntie. I don't know what it is, and I just love to see every time she steps out, and I'm laughing because anytime I see her face, I just imagine her with them with them boots on and moving and shifting and sliding on stage. I love it. Snoop Dogg giving you fur realness. Naomi Campbell was out as well. And at one point I saw her sitting next to Beyonce, and I was just like, I don't know, I just love to see two black unbothered queens just sitting next to each other, enjoying the festivities and trying to avoid all the lames that were there. I'm sure there were so many. And there were a couple of funny moments featuring Beyonce when she was at this party. The first one was her with Saweetie, and how she was excited, and Beyonce was rubbing her arm like, it's okay, baby. Like, I know I'm Beyonce, but please, it's okay, calm down. I mean, she was having fun. Like, Beyonce was dancing and shit, but I understand. For someone to be as shy as Beyonce is and kind of like, all right now, about crowds, I can imagine how much energy it takes to go to any of these functions. And not just, some people thought I was like shading Saweetie when I said what I had to say about it, but I'm like, no, I would be excited to see Beyonce too. But I'm saying from Beyonce's perspective, you'd expect, since I'm a celebrity and I'm around other celebrities, they wouldn't be like, oh my God, it's Beyonce. But it's a lot. I can imagine it's a lot. Like when you go out, fans are screaming in your face, and even when you're in spaces with celebrities, they're screaming in your face. So that was one moment. The other moment was, I think she was dancing and someone was trying to record, I don't know who that was, trying to record Beyonce or something, and Jay-Z snatched her phone right on up. Some people were saying that Beyonce signaled to Jay-Z to snatch the phone. I don't know if that's true. Y'all can watch this video as many times as you want, but Jay-Z snatched that phone was so funny. Like he was a fucking assistant principal at a middle school. Get me out of here. She heard that y'all were saying, oh, well, she didn't look good, and she came out here and slayed you bitches, as I knew that she could and would. That's it. And I can't believe some of the people I saw, oh my God, yeah, Kim Kardashian ate Beyonce up. No ma'am, no ma'am. Beyonce's indigestible. You see what I'm saying? On the bottle, when she was created, on the bottle it says, do not ingest. Sis, you can't eat her up. Sit down, boo, sit down. Bitch, do you see this dress? Do you see this leg? Do you see this makeup? Sit down, sit down. The US federal government and the DA have apparently decided to drop all charges against 6ix9ine. One of the reasons I'm even talking about this is number one, y'all niggas are crazy. Y'all niggas allowed this non-black ass person to come into the rap game calling y'all all types of niggas. And then on top of that, he involved in some fuck shit. And they ratted y'all out. And then he's free on top of all that. So I'm just like, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite. And it's funny because he does have all them clown colors in his hair. I know I'm not one to talk about that right now, but you know, it's just really funny. And also when you play stupid ass games, you win stupid ass prizes. The other reason I'm talking about this is because some time ago, Charlamagne said that, I don't know whose show he was on, but he said that if 6ix9ine somehow managed to beat the cases that he was facing, that Charlamagne would suck his dick. Now, Charlamagne, I hope that you have that Guac 5000. I mean, it's upgraded from 3,000 to 5,000 at this point. I hope that you have the no hand touch. It's giving me, I don't know if you got to use the grapefruit technique. Whatever you have to do, I hope that you have it prepared. My thing is, I don't understand why it's a very specific segment of straight men. They always go to that weird side of shit when they take bets. Like, oh, if you beat the case, I'll suck your dick. Like, what? If you beat the case, I'm gonna lick on your nipples. Like, bro, like, do you want to experiment? Just say that. That's some weird shit. Does that shit not sound weird to y'all? Can you imagine if I said, oh, well, girl, if Cardi B beats her case, I'm gonna eat her out. Like, why did that even cross your mind, bro? I'm gonna let you have that one, but like I said, I hope that you need to contact one of these gays, get you a popper or two. You do what you got to do and get to work, sis. Get to work. So the Grape Juice ended up posting this article about the fact that Camila Cabello was offered God is a Woman before Ariana or something like that, or she did a demo before Ariana got in. She said she was talking to Andy Cohen, I think, and she was saying, you know, because Andy Cohen asked her, granted she didn't bring it up, so I have to put that out there. Camila did not just bring it up. Andy asked her about God is a Woman being her demo, and Camila was like, yeah, I did it, but at the time wasn't for me, so I passed it on. And that's all she said. But sis, I saw that headline and I just wrote a tweet. I was just like, girl, can you fucking imagine? Girl, we dodged a missile. And I just be tweeting shit. I tweet the shit and I literally lock my phone and go do what I got to do my work, and I come back, this shit is crazy viral. So like, I don't know, girl, I wasn't trying to be too shady, but I was just like, girl, after you sung that song, Camila, it would be a lot more people like me who would believe that God is non-existent. Fuck a woman at that point. We would believe God is non-existent. God is non-existent, yeah. Ooh, I'm an atheist. We'll believe that God is non-existent. I'm sorry, girl. I think she made the right decision in passing on that song. That would be like me coming up here trying to act like I could sing Beyonce's Listen in the original key. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And if it does happen, it's gonna be happening in my shower and nobody's gonna hear it. That's just gonna be on that. We're just gonna stick to the rivers and lakes and half-octave ranges that we're used to. So on 3, we're gonna say, go to hell, Harvey Weinstein. 1, 2, 3, go to hell, Harvey Weinstein. So apparently he was talking to the Post and he said, I deserve a pat on the back when it comes to women. Now says, I don't know if he was talking about a pat on the back with a sledgehammer, a pat on the back with Drogon's tail, a pat on the back with a block of cement, but one of the things that he said to the Post was, I feel like the forgotten man. This is what he said. I made more movies directed by women and about women than any filmmaker. Who the fuck does he sound like when he speaks? Listen, I made more movies directed by women and about women than any filmmaker. It sounds like sounds like the cheater in Cheat. Okay, and he said, I'm talking about 30 years ago. I'm not talking about now when it's vogue. I did it first. I pioneered it. But guess what? 80 women have accused you of over 80 women have accused you of sexual assault, girl. You need to take yourself in this fake ass walker that you be pushing around when it comes to the court dates, but then when we see your ass out shopping, girl, it ain't no walker to be seen in sight. Take your fake ass walker, okay, with them fake ass tears, and I hope that you will just be escorted straight to the jailhouse. Escort his ass straight to the jailhouse. Get his ass out of here. We don't care that if you thinking about a pat on the back, it's gonna be a slap in the face or a punch in the throat. That's it, girl. And on that note, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure that you sign up to patreon.com/AdrianExpression, where you can get the best content first, articles, votes, suggestion, podcasts, all of that. And make sure that unlike Harvey Weinstein's PR agents and lawyers, that you have a good goddamn evening.